Randy Orton possibly retiring for good. Now, I think this has been slightly misquoted from Sportskeeda. In fact, Bill Apter interviewed Bob Orton Jr. and Bob said Randy's training. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if he feels like he's ready to get back. I think he might, but again, he's pretty well taken care of, I believe he means financially. I don't think he needs to go back to WWE. I think the doctors have told him not to, but Randy will do what Randy wants to do. Now, he's not been seen since May 20th of the year before. He has since had spinal fusion surgery. Do you think Randy's coming back?
Well, now that I've heard this, and I read this earlier, I don't think he'll come back.
Really?
And this is the reason, because I think that WWE, they're aware of all these injuries. And if he's going to have to go through so many tests, they're going to send him to Pittsburgh or wherever they send him. And he's got to go through a complete physical. And his physical won't include his heart rate and breathing and all that. It's structure, bone structure, and x-rays, and they're going to study his body. Because if there's something there that's going to be weak, they're going to find it. And I don't think he might not even be able to get cleared to come back. Yeah, but I think it would be a great addition to WWE if he did come back, because now here's a legend, and Randy Orton is what I call a true legend in WWE. If he came back, hang on a minute, what is that?
Pausing.
Well, when they bring him back, I mean, people still remember him recently. I don't know how long it's been since he's been gone.
Yeah.
But, okay. But if they brought him back, he would mean something. And I think Randy Orton is one of those guys. If you had a top 10 in WWE, I think he would be inside that top 10.
So big fan then. Do you think it's going to be a similar thing like Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson, where he for years was trying to get back into WWE, actually wrestling in the ring, and WWE was trying to find any reason to not let him back in the ring just for his own health? Do you think do you think they'll pull the same thing with Randy and just sort of like refuse to let him wrestle but keep him under contract?
Well, that was under a different regime. I think that was under the total Vince regime. Now I think Vince is back. I don't know at what depth he would be listed at. I think he does have still some sway over the creative team, because I've watched the TV and there's some segments that are just clunky. And that is not, I don't think that's indicative of how Triple H books, but it does have like Vince's fingerprints on them. Nothing that's really that bad, but just stuff that are boring. So I think this will be a Triple H decision, whether he comes back or not. They're friends, they're buddies. That may have something to play into it. But it's up to the doctors, I think, right now, whether they clear him or not.
Just one more thing about Randy. He's suffered, or he claims he suffered from hypermobility, which is why he has suffered quite a few injuries beforehand. The most famous one is when he was preparing to do an RKO, and he was doing that thing, slithering on the ground, then he starts punching the ring, and then he goes bang, bang, and then it's just shoulder go. Do you remember that?
Yep.
Some people just get injured off the weirdest things.
Mm-hmm. I do remember that. What's he called that? Mobility? Or
hypermobility, yeah.
What's that mean?
Just hypermobile. I don't know. Maybe he's like extra flexible or something like that.
I don't know. I've never heard that word before. Well, anyway.
We'll leave that there then.
But if we see him back, we see him back. I would like for him to come back for one final run and see where they go with it.
But if you were a betting man, you'd say you probably won't be.
Well, I don't bet because I always lose. I don't.
Give us a
win
percentage
bet.
then. Give us a percentage. More likely he will, or more likely he won't.
I think it's more likely he won't. That's what I think.
Okay, we'll move.
But if he did, that's money.